Let's hope the mower holds together today. So I knocked down the 10 acres of grass at home, and then I knocked down another 5 or 6 acres of alfalfa grass here. This stuff, some of it was well into bloom, and which is all right. I really don't care. But there's some foxtail grasses that are coming in here, crabgrass, stuff like this that focuses. So we'll see kind of how this dries out over the next couple days, and we've got till Saturday, and today's Wednesday. If this stuff doesn't quite seem like it's gonna go for horse hay, I'm honestly gonna big bale it. That's gonna be the plan. So some of it's really nice, some of it's full of grasses that I don't like. But if the grasses that I don't like, if they do dry, it'll still make okay hay. It is a beautiful day to make some hay. We have got clear sky, a nice stiff breeze, and it's like 75 degrees right now with very low humidity. Couldn't ask for more perfect conditions. So I'm getting this stuff spread out here at home. I tedded the alfalfa this morning while there was a little bit of a dew on it. At this point, we are pretty much burnt off on all the dew. The hay is drying down very nicely. We got plenty of stubble under here to let air blow through, but also so that we can get a third cutting. I don't know how much of a third cutting we're gonna get, but we've been getting some good rains, and the plan is to get a third cutting here. With the price of nitrogen right now, I'm not putting any more on, but also with the price of nitrogen, I want to make as much hay as I can off this field, because looking at it just from a nitrogen perspective, there's a lot of money wrapped up just in this 10-acre field. So if we can try to get a little bit of a third cutting, make a couple hundred bales yet, that'll be awesome. We'll give it the good old twist test. No, I am not going to try to bale it today because it's only been a day. I'm going to bale it tomorrow though, hopefully. This will tell me. Got a clump. So it's pretty close. There's a couple more twists than I would have liked in there, and I think that's just a few stems yet. But if it has the rest of the day to dry and a good chunk of the day tomorrow to dry, it'll get there. 12:30, so we're gonna start to rake this stuff. It's pretty dry. I think the dew's pretty much gone. And we're gonna start with the light stuff, the stuff that was like dried up and pretty burnt off. That stuff's pretty thin. here around this section. And as we finish that up, then we'll work our way maybe that way. It's about dry. We're gonna get to raking. Case is running real good. Didn't have any fuel issues with it. I don't know if I mentioned, but my Uncle Nate was up from Texas and he fussed around with that carburetor for a while and it's been running really good. So Nate, if you're watching, thank you. That thing runs great. But goodness, this hay is beautiful. Great color. It is bone dry. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna go start baling. You know the drill, weights and moisture. What are we at? 12, 13, this side of the bale, down in the 11s. So it's just a little wet clump. That's a pretty tight, wetter spot there, and that's only up to 14. So I would say we are in the clear and good to go. Had a mistie because again, I tied the wrong string to the previous bundle. Again, I did that last time. It's the second time I did that. I tied the outside string of the roll instead of the inside string, so when it tries to pull it up through, it can't because it's all packed in there and then it breaks the knot. Anyway, we got her fixed. We get back rolling here. Man, this hay is gorgeous. Wish I could always make hay like this. Yeah, we are dry. Well, we got that hay wrapped up real quick and had a couple good guys here that they just absolutely knocked these wagons out very quickly. By the time I was done baling, there was a wagon and a half to unload yet. But we did a total of 488 bales, and this right here is 400 of them. We've got another 88 or 86 on the truck over there going out right away. Absolutely amazing looking hay. This is about as good as it gets on the East Coast. Guess the only thing better you could do is get rid of that. But this is top quality hay in my book, and gonna make some horses and customers real happy. The yields were a little bit down, and that's mainly due to just that dry spell and lack of rain. And so there was a couple spots that just dried up on me. and really didn't yield much. If we would have gotten a little bit more rain a little bit sooner, you know, that could have been the difference between 488 bales and 588 bales. Regardless, it's growing back pretty good. We didn't cut it super short, so there's already good regrowth on there, and we're hopefully gonna get a third cutting. I've only ever taken 2 cuttings off of that stuff, but this year with the price of nitrogen the way it is and the amount of money we spent on that field, we're gonna take a third cutting, or at least we're gonna push for a third cutting, because I need to make back some of that money I spent. This hay is gonna be some nice hay if we can get it dry, but I remember yesterday when I checked it, it was kind of struggling to dry down, but it's getting there. The one thing with the impeller is I have it set to where it doesn't really strip the leaves off, as you can see, but the catch is that it doesn't condition it as well. So I kind of got to pick my battles. It's for the most part conditioned. Like they're cured out for the most part, but there is still some waxiness on them. Anyway, we're gonna rake it up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna single rake it, meaning I'm just gonna put 1 rake width into a row rather than raking 2 together. That way we can let the sun and the heat and whatever breeze we do have, let that stuff, let it just cure out, dry out. You know, you get what I'm saying. I want to break open this chamber bale, feed it to the steers while I'm out here. I'm too curious for my own good. I'd like to look into this bale and see what it looks like. I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad for PA hay. Not bad at all. Certainly stemmy, because this it was cut more on the mature side, so it's got some mature stems in it. Overall, this is some pretty nice hay. Chamber bale, and it cured. No mold, no must. Perfectly cured hay right there. That's a good feeling to know that the chamber bale, which was baled at like 30-some%, not an ounce of mold or must on it. So that gives me a lot more confidence that the rest of the stack is nice and cured out. Let's get this hay baled. Oh, come on. It looks pretty nice. Probably too dry, but I'm getting impatient. Check our stuff here. That's not a bad moisture for alfalfa. I think most of that stem moisture. Yeah, it's dry enough. Unfortunately, I don't think this field's gonna make what I was hoping once again. However, the quality is still really nice, so that'll help make up for the lack of stuff. It did yield better, I think, than second cutting. We sprayed it for some weeds, and we put a biological on it basically to help kind of bring up some nutrients from the manure we put on in the winter. And when I cut it, it certainly looked like it was doing a lot better. But anyway, there's still some nice hay in here, so it'll be all right. Dad's taking the last wagon there. No, sorry, I had the last wagon. He's taking the second wagon. 204 bales total. At 10 bucks a bale, that's 2,400 bucks. That definitely covers all my time and a little bit of herbicide for some weeds. With the new mower, I'm cutting the stuff a lot higher than I normally am. You can see the stubble, like the regrowth that we're already seeing here from cutting. So by cutting it higher, we're getting a lot quicker reboot. I'm getting less stem in my hay, and you know, stem adds yield, but it also takes away from the quality. So we're getting less hay, but a higher quality hay. So we're still making the same amount of money technically, as far as the hay goes, with less work. And we're hopefully gonna see better, well, I'm seeing better drying, and I'm also hoping to see just a healthier stand in general.